Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to your tarot card reading for October 2023. Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your October reading. So let's go ahead and get started. Clearly that one. All right, so it says the receptive, which also came out for another sign. I can't remember which one, but it says the yielding yin principle, devoted, patient, supportive, obedient, responsive, intuitive, earthy, and mother. So there's certainly more of a divine feminine quality coming through. Now, this is, we do have eclipses happening. We've got a new moon eclipse on the 14th, the full moon eclipse in Taurus on the 28th. So it is kind of a more intense season, and life tends to click in place during these times. Okay, sometimes there are certain events that occur, and they can be big things. They can also be very small things. Okay, just because it's an eclipse doesn't mean all this stuff is going to happen. All right, sometimes it's just one little thing or one little moment or one little word that is exchanged that kind of changes things, okay? But your receptivity here is going to be really to your benefit because, if you stay rigid, if you stay stubborn, or I don't know, it's kind of that fine line, because we do want to stay disciplined and we do want to stay dedicated and committed to the things that we want. But we also want to make sure that we're not completely shutting out good things or things that are helpful or things that add or aid to our well-being. And it's possible that something is going to be coming in that you're going to have to be kind of quiet for. You're going to have to be quiet in order to hear it or in order to understand it. And I don't know that there's any threat that you're going to miss it. Okay, but I think there's a time lag, because if you're in that state of awareness now, you may be able to capture it sooner. If you're not necessarily in that receptive state of awareness, then maybe it will take time for you to realize that something came in or that something was trying to tell you something. And like I said, there's like that time lag. And I think that time lag can be avoided simply by being in that center, being in that seat of awareness as often as possible. And you can do that through meditation. You can do that through, peaceful walks in the park and through turning off your electronics and, even putting a book down, even though I love to read, but like putting that book down and just kind of opening yourself up. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull out another card and see what else, another oracle, okay. This one I saw immediately says, bring love into the situation. This is actually an Aquarius, right? New moon in Aquarius energy. So that's certainly fitting. But bring love. Now this love, I don't know, this is not necessarily romantic love. Okay. This is just like universal, creative, creation, divine love. There's a lot of acceptance. There's a lot of understanding here. It's not a good time for Aquarius to be judgmental. It's not a good time for Aquarius to cast people into some kind of a box, right? To say, oh, well, this person is just like that and they're just that type of person. And it's probably not going to be the best strategy for you. I think the more open and more accepting of people's humanness, the better. And I think you'll heal yourself in the process, because you'll kind of release any kind of a hold something has on you. There does seem to be something about people here. Oh, sorry, there's a fly in my face, like a little baby fly. Something about people, something about relationships, something about how you are relating with others and your role in their life and their role in your life. Let's see what else comes through with the tarot cards, but there's clearly something more relational happening. So let's see. All right, Aquarius. What is it that you need to know for October here? Even a card with two people on it comes out first. Hanged Man. I love that with the receptive card too. And the moon. The moon seems to be making quite the appearance this month. There is some, maybe it just really is just the eclipses. It's doing its dark, deep healing work. in places that are not always so easily accessible to us within our subconscious realms. I think there is a quality of fundamental change that's happening, especially with the Hanged Man and the Moon. See, the Hanged Man is often connected with the zodiac sign of Pisces, and in a more modern approach, we would use the planet Neptune, the connection of Neptune here. And it's just kind of strange. These are actually both Pisces cards, if I may. It's just kind of strange because it's like it's changing you fundamentally, but you just may not really be able to fully grasp exactly what is changing. The way you relate to people, the way you see something, the way you perceive, the way you feel about something. That's why the love is important, because if you start casting judgments and you start criticizing, or you start kind of putting everything in boxes, which creates separation, when you start doing that, I think you're cutting yourself off to something. This is more for you than it is for them, all right? But I don't want to see you cutting yourself off to something, because there's something beautiful that is shifting internally within you. And I love that in this deck that there's the Hanged Man. Yeah, he is hanging on a tree, but there's all sorts of fruit and blossoms and birds and all sorts of life hanging up in this tree. So it's not like it's the whole point of it is to bring yourself into greater prosperity and to have greater abundance in your life. And the receptivity is to help you to do this. Okay, when you start casting judgments towards certain aspects and certain people in life, you're just putting up more walls. Okay, the point of this is to break down the walls so that the fundamental changes can actually occur. And not only occur, but so that they can truly manifest in your real life. And I like the Six of Cups because there's a sweetness there, there's a caring there. And when I talk about relations, right, you getting along with other people, connecting with other people, there's often a playful energy with the Six of Cups. It's like being able to enjoy people more. It does not have to be romantic, although it certainly could be. All right. But if it's not romantic, fine. Maybe it's platonic. Maybe it's friendships. Maybe it's people at work that you can just get along with better, simply because you see them in a different way. And even if they're not the nicest people, even if they do have a little bit of a darkness or a twistedness to them, doesn't mean anything, right? That's them, it's their life, but there is an acceptance there. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to be BFF with them, all right? That's not what this message is, go be friends with everybody. It's not what I'm saying. It's more just see their wholeness. See their wholeness in your own wholeness, and vice versa. Because the more and more you see yourself as a whole person, the more and more you see that with everyone else too. And I don't know, it feels like maybe Aquarius, you're learning something about love this month. Real, universal, creative love. So, can improve circumstances, can improve finances, can improve all different types of relationships. It can improve your direction, improve your own mindset. We have judgment. Oh, I've said judgment a bunch of times. There's a lot of clarity that comes through with the Judgment card. We have the Eight of Cups, which also comes out quite a bit this month so far. And we have a Three of Swords. Now, a Three of Swords is a disappointment or a sadness or a heartbreak or a betrayal or something hard that you've gone through. And clearly this is something that is, I don't know, it's like change. This is probably the thing that is changing inside. This is maybe a part of you that sort of kind of curled up in a little dark corner and didn't really want to come out for a long time. You know, there was a fear, there was a pain, there were significant triggers with that situation or circumstance. You know, maybe you still had a lot of feelings about whatever happened in the past. But maybe that's the receptive thing, right? To receive new perspectives, to bring love into that. It kind of sets you free. And I see a lot of freedom and liberation that comes through with the Judgment card. You know, in one of my Hermetic decks, they often associate this Judgment card with the planet Uranus, from a more modern approach, of course. There's a Uranian quality, which of course is Aquarian, modern approach, okay? So there's an Aquarius kind of double down, right? I'm reading for Aquarius. We have an Aquarian type of card. We have a personal revolution. We have change. We have, and of course with the eclipses, that's all supported. This is about getting yourself out of a situation that hasn't helped you, getting yourself out of a mindset that is not beneficial for you, getting yourself out of a perspective that is harmful for you. And maybe you needed it, but you don't need it anymore. It feels like something is loosening, like there was a knot tied up inside of you and it was really, really, really tight. Have you ever, I don't know, I always have jewelry because I don't ever have like an organization for my necklaces or whatever, and they're always getting twisted in knots. And sometimes those knots feel impossible to get out, but then there's that moment when you're fiddling around with it, when all of a sudden, there it is, and it just kind of loosens, and then everything you can undo the knot, and then it's fine. It's kind of what I feel like. You're hitting that point of loosening the knots, and then you can move on with that Eight of Cups, and you can leave a lot of things behind, and you can have a lot of gratitude for people, even the ones that hurt you, even the ones that betrayed you and disappointed you, and even the ones that, again, it's not that you have to go be friends with everybody. You can leave people behind, that's fine. But it's like what they did, it's what happened that you make peace with. And when you free yourself from that, so many things are ready to change. And Aquarius, you have to understand you are on the precipice of the most change because Pluto is going to be in your sign for the next 20 years. Now, in October, Pluto stations direct in Capricorn on October 10th. So even though technically Pluto is not in your sign right now, we know that it dipped in earlier this year. It's going to be dipping again late this year. It's going to stay in there a little bit longer than it did this year. And then it's going to go back into Capricorn again next year. And then finally at the end of 2024, it's going to be in your sign for good. So it makes sense that a lot of this stuff is, coming up, it's surfacing, it's being released. It needs to do that because you're trying to close up this massive 15-year period of time. And this is for the sake of real change and revolution, which is what Pluto in Aquarius is going to demand. All right? So, you especially are going to need to find this personal freedom so that you don't drag all that stuff into the next Pluto transit, into that next era of life, which is just going to make it harder because your soul is going to want to grow and grow and grow, but then you're still dealing with all the old stuff still. And I know you're not going to want to. All right? But I think you are prepped and ready to really move on. And this is a hard card. The Eight of Cups is a very difficult card to leave comfort behind, to leave things you've known behind, to leave points of view, to leave beliefs, to leave cultures, to leave religions, whatever it is, to leave a lot of stuff behind. It's a hard thing to do. A lot of people who have gone through a substantial spiritual awakening, you know what that's all about. But there's always new layers of that. There's always new layers of freedom. There's always new layers of evolution. And I think you're hitting a big one right now, peeling back a massive layer. Chariot, beautiful. So there's lots of movement here. Movement and power. Five of Coins. Doesn't surprise me with the Three of Swords. Seven of Swords also doesn't surprise me because it's hard. And there's going to be doubts, there's going to be questions, there's going to be feelings of I'm really not sure, and I don't really know, and I don't know how this is going to go. But see, the Chariot is you don't have to ask those questions, because the Chariot is one of those things where when you start feeling movement in your life and you grab onto it, it's going to take you to the right place. This angel here is not going to misdirect you. You're not being misdirected here. But it could, I don't know. I feel like change and evolution for Aquarius could happen so fast if you allowed it to, if you were receptive to it, if you truly opened yourself up to greater degrees of acceptance and love. If you really did that, life can be like bam, 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 one thing after the next, after the next, after the next, and it can be an incredible ride, and it can be, a lot of upward mobility and a lot of upward progress very, very quickly. And it could be financial, it could be relationship-wise, it could be all different types of areas of life. It could be all of them. It's just general upward mobility, upward motion, okay? Things are improving, they're getting better for you. And a lot of the, the pain and the betrayals and the lies and the deceit and a lot of the, financial strain and the stress and the brokenness and the illness and all those types of things, I think you're going to have a completely new understanding of what that stuff was really about. We know from a law of attraction standpoint, that life gives us so much contrast. And when we have that contrast, we then are better capable of making better decisions, and we're more clear about what we want exactly. And when we're more clear about stuff, then it's more likely to come into our experience. So this is, I think, another reason why there's a shift in perspective about all this kind of stuff that happened. And it does go deep. Right? Like I'm not saying this is just kind of a shallow, like 2 therapy sessions and you're done. I think this is a really deep experience for Aquarius, especially because we have that full moon eclipse in Taurus, which is the 4th house, that is happening at 5 degrees of Taurus. Technically it is in a conjunction with Jupiter. All right, it's a very loose conjunction, but it is a conjunction nonetheless. So that Jupiter influence is certainly going to amplify the eclipse energy quite a bit. 4th house can have a lot of psychological effects where we go, right? The 4th house is where we come from. It's our roots. Sometimes that's in this lifetime, and sometimes it can go beyond the boundary of this life and this incarnation back further and further. But I think whatever this is, there's going to be an entirely new mindset around it. And it's that mindset shift that is required for the greater abundance that you seek. So let's pull out the clarifiers, because I have a feeling there's going to be a lot more that comes out about this little story here. So for those of you who are new, the cards I'm about to pull out are the cards we will cover in the comprehensive reading. We're going to talk for another 25 to 30 minutes about all these cards. So it's kind of like a whole second section of the reading. That link will be found in the description box and the comment thread down below. So if you want to join, you are more than welcome. So we're going to start with the receptive card, clarifiers for that. We start with the 8 of Wands, Temperance, and beautiful Wheel of Fortune. For the environment, what does Aquarius need to be aware of? Another Chariot. I'm really happy to see 2 chariots, and we have another 7 of Swords. Okay. So let's take a look at the 6 of Cups. What does Aquarius need to know about that there? Another 3 of Swords, a 2 of Cups. There's more relational stuff coming through. And the Hermit. I like the Hermit with the receptive card. We have Knight of Wands, King of Coins, and 4 of Coins for that Hanged Man. 6 of Swords, Knight of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. Again, 2 Wheels of Fortune. Temperance, 8 of Coins, and beautiful 10. Wait, hold on. What card was this? I forgot. I'm sorry. Oh, what was it? Oh, yeah, Judgment. That's right. Then 8 of Cups, 4 of Cups, 2 of Swords, 5 of Coins, 3 of Cups, Death. I'm really happy we got the Death card, and 2 of Wands. something just feels really stale. We have another moon card. Another hanged man, wow, coming out together up here and then together down here with the chariot. And an ace of coins. Knight of cups. The empress. Another six of cups. We're getting a lot of repeat cards here today. Nine of coins, ace of cups, and ace of swords. All right. I don't know. I feel like there's going to be a lot that comes out. So if you want to join, you're more than welcome. Again, link in the description box and comment thread down below. Thank you, Aquarius. You know I love you. Have an amazing month, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.